Hello and good evening once more, all you beautiful ladies and the wonderful gentlemen who have joined me today. As I said, it gives me great pleasure to be here today to talk on this important aspect, and I congratulate each one of you कि आपने एक डिसीजन लिया और टाइम निकाला इस important workshop में participate करने के लिए. Let's begin with asking a few questions. How many of us actually, go out uh, and have a cup of coffee with friends where we discuss about our finances, where we discuss about shares, where we discuss about our taxes? How many times we have sat down with our mother or our daughter and explained to her the importance of getting financial independence? How many of us are part of WhatsApp groups like male counterparts are, where the discussion is only about investments, what stock to buy, where is the market heading, what is the economy doing? If you are doing that, then very good. You have already won half the battle. But unfortunately, we find that in India, only 47% of the people actually talk about investments as against 67% people who talk in the UK and much higher in many other countries. Out of this, generally, it is considered that women are not, they don't consider financial talking topics as their domain. It is considered a male domain. This is surprising, isn't it? हम में से किसको किसको ये याद होगा अगर हम जाके देखें कि हमारी ग्रैंडमदर, हमारी मदर और हम भी, haven't we been the finance ministers of our family? Haven't we managed to budget? Haven't we managed to run the household and whatever income we had? मुझे याद है कि पहले और अभी भी कभी-कभी जब हमारे पैसे बच जाते हैं, तो we always used to save it and it would be stashed away into maybe the cupboards, आटे का डब्बा and these kinds of things. Demonetization proved it when a lot of money came out from all our cupboards. We had so much coming out, and it was a surprise to the family members कि कहाँ से आ रहा है. So, as savers and as understanding the importance of money, we are definitely no less. So, it's a myth that men are better. Yet, we find that only very few percentage of women actually ask or take their own decisions. So 62% women actually work, but they leave all the investment decisions to the poor, wonderful guys in our house, which could be our husband, our son, or our father. Let's give them a break and let's talk about and let's get more energized and more knowledgeable about investments. And that is the reason, ladies, that I'm having this. I've decided to have this series of workshop that we should know what is the correct investment most suitable for me. How can I get financial independence, and how can I actually save on my taxes? These and many more questions are there in people's mind, and that is why this lecture is going to be shared with you. So let me quickly share my PowerPoint with you. Just give me half a second. Here we are. All right. Okay. So as I said, we are earning, most of us are earning money. So we are heads of so many companies. Many of us are very successful in our careers. Many of us are doing small businesses, and many of us are housewives. So each one of us is having to earn money through different sources and also utilizing money. But it is not enough to earn. When it comes to taking financial decisions, it is almost the reaction is, your taxes, oh, my husband takes care of it. Finances के बारे में मेरे को क्या बात करने की जरूरत है? It's not required. So basically, earning is not enough. Taking ownership of your financial future is the actually need of the hour. Why? What has changed in the recent years? Let's see why it is so important for women today to take ownership of their financial futures. We should not be in a position to blame anybody else if we are not able to take correct decisions for ourselves. Right. So, what are the potential financial challenges that a woman faces today? Statistically, we live longer than male counterparts. So, if longer life means a longer retirement, and during this period, when we have a contingency like a loss of a spouse or the earning member, what happens is that we are left barefoot of any kind of knowledge or any kind of resources for ourselves अगर हमने उसकी देखभाल नहीं करी है तो इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि women are aware and they should know that what is the right thing to be done in case of such a contingency and also ensure that they are not dependent on anyone. That is why financial literacy is very important. Second thing, statistically again, women are generally emotional and this emotion spills over to the investment field as well. So we invest from our heart. Obviously when there's a requirement of funds, कभी भी घर में पैसे की जरूरत पड़ती है तो हम अपनी सेविंग्स में 1 मिनट भी नहीं लगाते उसको निकालने के लिए. ये तब होता है और साथ-साथ जब बिकॉज़ वी आर द प्रिंसिपल केयर गिवर्स इन द फैमिली तो हमारे को लॉन्गर ब्रेक्स भी लेने पड़ते हैं. कई बार घर में कोई बच्चा बीमार है हमारा या घर में कोई एल्डर पर्सन बीमार है. So it is we who take chuttis or who we take what do we call breaks and we call it a sabbatical. So we take a break. Obviously, it impacts our career also. It impacts our saving potential also. The third reason is that there is generally a pay gap. You know, men are earning more than women, which means that we have a potential to save even lesser amount. अगर हम कम ही कमा रहे हैं तो हम कम ही सेव कर पा रहे हैं और वो भी जो सेव करते हैं generally as I said women invest from the heart. So we don't want to take too much of risk. We are not risk takers. We invest also with a lot of thought. So actually these are the reasons that these challenges are there. That is why we need to be very honest about it, accept it, and then go ahead and take some decisions for ourselves. Okay. So why is it critical that we should know, like, why is it important to talk about this so important topic today? As I said, we do save, but do we invest it right? Okay, let me share a small story, interesting story with you. So there was a small boy who got money from his grandmother. Uski grandmother ne usko 100 rupees diye. The boy was very excited and he told his mother, running to his mother, and he said, Mummy, now I will go and buy some sweets out of this. The mother very patiently explained to the child कि बेटा अगर तुम स्वीट्स खाओगे तो तुम्हारे दांत खराब हो जाएंगे. इससे अच्छा तुमको मैं एक पिगी बैंक देती हूँ, तुम इसके अंदर इस पैसे को रख दो. बच्चा अपनी मम्मी की बात बड़े दुख से सुन लेता है और उस पैसे को उसमें डाल देता है. इसी तरीके से जब जब उसको कुछ पैसे मिले, his mother inculcated that habit of saving into the piggy bank. A few years later, they were very happy when they broke open the piggy bank कि उसके अंदर काफी सारे पैसे थे. It was beyond what they expected. Now the mother, the wise mother, told the son कि भाई इससे आपने तुमने बचा तो लिए पैसे, लेकिन तुमने इसको अब और भी थोड़ा ज्यादा रखना चाहिए, इसको सेफ रखना चाहिए. तो उन्होंने उसको बोला कि चलो एक बैंक अकाउंट खोलते हैं, उसके अंदर उस पैसे को डाल देते हैं. So they go to a bank, they put their money there. Years roll by. The mother is very happy that she's inculcated a habit of saving in the child. But unfortunately, while inculcating this habit, she forgot that also he should have earned a rate of interest over it. She was only invested that money in a very low rate of interest, which is an FD. So she taught him to save, but she did not taught him to invest. Statistically, again, one more statistics, that in India, we save almost 33% of our income. Yet, very ironically, we are known as the poor, we are among the poor countries. Why is it happening? It is only happening because we do save, but we don't invest it right. As to quote even a very famous quote, that if you don't put your money to work, then you will be working all through your lives. So, although all these things are understood, the problem now comes, even if we realize that we want to invest, but then the question comes, there is a hesitancy, and there are some questions which create a हेजिटेंसी बायस कि हम उसको आगे कदम ही नहीं ले पाते। क्वेश्चन नंबर पहला, कहाँ डालें, कैसे स्टार्ट करें? So when I talk to women, I get these questions very often. They want to invest, but they do not know where to start. और उससे इम्पोर्टेंटली उनके लिए सबसे सुटेबल क्या चीज है, ये वाला क्वेश्चन किससे पूछें? So sometimes we hesitate because we feel that we do not have enough knowledge. And if we ask a wrong question, then maybe people might make fun of us. Well, that's not correct, women, ladies. As I said, that we understand money much better. It's only that we need to be financially literate. Imagine that if we are super savers and if we combine financial literacy with it, what we are going to achieve is not only financial freedom for ourselves, but a financially literate family. A woman would be able to take better decisions about her children's future, about her own future. She would be free to actually invest, or rather spend for her elderly parents if she wants to. She doesn't have to look at anyone else. Okay. So I am not going to make it very complicated in this workshop. As I said, I want to actually have a series of these kind of workshops for women. So today we are going to talk about some cheats. So just to get you started, we are going to talk about just 5 easy steps. How would you like that? If we just talk about 5 easy steps towards a financial freedom. So, right, let's tighten our belts as we talk about these few things. I would be speaking about a few basics of investments also. So if you have a question, then please do ask me. I would be happy to answer it. Okay, the first step is create a budget. अब ये हमको ये वाली बात तो बहुत पहले से पता है. We always create a budget. But over the years, what happens is that our discretionary expenses start rising. Because the expenses are two types. One is a fixed expense, जिसको हमें करना ही करना है, लेकिन हमारे कुछ discretionary expenses होते हैं जो हम avoid कर सकते हैं अगर हमें जरूरत हो तो अगर हमारे पास कुछ financial goals हैं, जैसे कि हमारे बच्चे छोटे हैं, वो एक दिन बड़े होंगे, they would need money for their education, their marriage. Maybe we want to buy a house. Maybe we want to have a vacation every second year. And maybe we just want to save for a better life. So whatever the financial goal, we need money to invest. And एक ये question, rather एक comment बार बार आता है कि अरे जब पैसे होंगे तब तो हम invest करेंगे. So ladies, if we wait for that day when we have money after spending to save, then we will keep waiting forever. So the question is, we need to create a budget, knock off all those expenses which we can actually easily without compromising on our lifestyle. उसके बाद हम इन गोल्स के लिए सेव कर सकते हैं. सो गोल्स के बारे में मैं थोड़ी देर में और बताती हूँ. थर्ड थिंग इज ऑटोमेटिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. नाउ एज आई सेड, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट इन्वेस्टमेंट, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्क का डर होता है कि कहीं हमारे पैसे डूब ना जाएं, कहीं हम गलत जगह में इसको इन्वेस्ट ना कर दें, कहीं हमने जो रिटर्न सोचा था वही ना आए. So there are many things, concerns which come, which stop us from making regular, disciplined way of investment. तो ऐसे केस में इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को ऑटोमेट करना एक बहुत अच्छा आइडिया होता है. अब ऑटोमेट कैसे करें वो भी मैं थोड़ी सी देर में बता रही हूँ. अब ये सब करने के बाद अगर हम ये सोच रहे हैं कि हम उसको बस इन्वेस्ट करके भूल जाएंगे, तो ये भी सही नहीं होता है. कई चीजें हम खुद कर सकते हैं. They are do it yourselves. And today you can do all these things. You don't need to stand in a line in a bank. You don't need to go travel anywhere to do these things. It's very easy to do it in your palm of your hand, through your mobile phone, through your desktop. So many things can be done, do it yourself. But then the emotions come into play. तो इसलिए हर चीज अगर जो हम डू इट योरसेल्फ नहीं कर पा रहे हैं अगर, तो हम डेफिनेटली किसी की मदद लेके उसको जरूर कर सकते हैं. लेकिन उन सबके पहले एक नॉलेज और एक अवेयरनेस होना बहुत जरूरी है. लास्ट चीज होती है, एज आई सेड, लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ अनसर्टनिटीज. तो कभी भी कहीं भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. एक सेपरेशन, जॉब लॉस, डेथ ऑफ अ लव्ड वन. It could also be anything which has got like a medical emergency. तो ऐसी चीजों को जब होता है तो हमारे सारे वेल थॉट प्लान्स गो आउट ऑफ द विंडो. और उस समय हम सिर्फ जो भी सामने आता है उसको पूरा करने की कोशिश कर रहे होते हैं. सो इसलिए प्रोटेक्शन बहुत जरूरी है। एक इमरजेंसी फंड को क्रिएट करना, अपने अपनी अगर आप कमा रहे हैं तो आपकी लाइफ की एक वर्थ होती है, तो इसलिए उसको इंश्योर करें एक टर्म इंश्योरेंस के थ्रू। अगर आपके हस्बैंड्स भी टर्म इंश्योरेंस में कवर्ड नहीं है तो आज ही उनको बात करनी चाहिए कि देयर लाइफ इज वैल्यूएबल टू योर फैमिली, सो दे शुड आल्सो बी इंश्योर्ड and take a medical insurance. That also helps. So I spoke about financial goals. Now, if you see this chart, I just picked it out from the internet. We see that generally 26% of the women are talking about a future safe, happy retirement. And very few women are actually talking about, more frivolous things like foreign vacations. That is much low in the priority. हमारे लिए हमारे बच्चों का फ्यूचर और हमारा फ्यूचर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होती है। तो लेकिन क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि ये वाले जो इतने सारे हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं और कभी-कभी हमारे पास पैसे कम पड़ जाते हैं, तो हम उसके ऊपर कैसे कैसे उसको इन्वेस्ट करें? किस तरीके से हम पहचानें कि कौन-सा गोल के लिए हमें कितने पैसे चाहिए? So, let us take one example. I will just explain it to you how we can do it. Let me open this for you. I think I'll have to just share it. Okay. Right. So here, let's take an example of a financial goal. So I will invite any one of you, if you can think of any financial goal, like for example, education of your child, a marriage, a car purchase, house purchase, vacations, retirement, anything that you can think of. So you can help me to choose one. I will give you people to type it out if in case anybody has a goal. Right. I have a message. Let me see who is saying this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I will take one goal. I think somebody is typing, but till then I will just start talk about somebody house purchase. Okay. So somebody is saying that they want to purchase a house. So Gina, I'm going to ask you one more question. How much amount do you think that you will need for this house? Can you estimate, like if you were to go and buy a house right now, can you just tell me how much cost it would be? Okay, I have one more goal with somebody. Okay, 45 lakhs. So let's put 45 lakhs here. Okay. Okay, one more zero is required. Okay, Jeanat, when do you need it? When do you want to buy your house? So Deepika is also asking a question. Her son is about 11 years old and she needs money, 20 lakhs for his education. So while Jeenat is answering, I'm going to answer Deepika's case also. Education of child and she needs 20 lakhs. Okay. When do you need Deepika? So you need it after about 11 years. So here we see that for Deepika's son's education, she needed 20 lakh rupees as of today's amount, but 11 years later, this money has become about 37 lakhs 96,000. Now this has happened because of inflation. Okay, so Jeenat is also saying, she says 2027. So let's take it as 5 years from now. So this makes it about 60 lakhs. So now we know we have a target. So Jeena, instead of what you thought 45 lakhs, you will actually need 60 lakhs by the year 2027 to buy a house. And Deepika, you will need about 38 lakhs for your son's education if you think you will spend 20 lakhs today. So see, this is example I'm trying to say is very easy to understand actually the correct cost of the goal. So in Jeenat's case, this is a short-term goal. It's only 5 years away. So it's short to medium term, but Deepika has a long-term goal. So basically, we have to distribute our goals in the basis of short-term, medium-term, or long-term. Now let's see. A question will come: how do we achieve this goal? So very simple. We just scroll down. Let's take a rate of interest for Jeenat at 0.10% and for Deepika also 10%. So see here, we have some figures. So if Jeanette wants to buy a house and she wants to fund it completely from her own money, then she needs about invest about 37 lakhs right now, or 77 lakhs every month for the next 5 years. Deepika has a longer way to go, so she can just invest about 15,500 rupees and she will be able to achieve her goal. So basically, the idea here, what I'm trying to say is that it's very easy to actually pinpoint and come to the correct um, amount that you will need for your goal. Is the inflation calculated automatically? How is it calculated? Okay. Yeah, I have put a formula here, ma'am. This is just, I've taken it at about 6% only. So the formula has been put here, and average inflation rate in India has been at about 7%, but I have taken at about 6%. I will stop sharing this one and we will get back to my PPT, original PPT. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So basically, the idea of talking about this was just to make you understand that when we planned investments, then we can actually save by having a roadmap. अगर हमारे को पता है हमारा टारगेट क्या है, तो ये बहुत आसान हो जाता है कि हम उस पैसे को, कितने पैसे को हमें इन्वेस्ट करना है, तो ये आपका एक क्वेश्चन आंसर हो जाता है. Now I'm sure many of you are having these questions और आपके इंडिविजुअल गोल्स भी हैं जिसको आप चाहते हैं कि उनको ढूंढना चाहिए. So do message me and I will definitely revert back to each one of you with your particular query. For now, moving forward, I spoke about the value of the goal going up. अगर वो आज 25 लाख था तो वो बढ़कर इतना ज्यादा कैसे हो गया? So that, ladies, has happened because of inflation. So time for a fundamental investment funda number 1. So do you know that the inflation actually erodes the purchasing power of our money? तो अगर हमारे को जो पैसे हमारे पास आज हैं, 10 साल में तकरीबन उसकी परचेज करने की क्षमता आधी हो जाती है और 20 साल में वो 1/4 हो जाती है. एंड पैसा हम इसलिए हमेशा रखते हैं क्योंकि हमें उसे कभी ना कभी यूज करना है. सो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो हमारे पैसे के से ले जाता है वो होता है इन्फ्लेशन. दूसरा है टैक्स. सो आप लोग में से जो खुद अर्न कर रहे हैं एंड यू आर इन द 30% ब्रैकेट, imagine you earn 100 rupees and 31.2 rupees is taken by the taxman. It's quite horrible. तो अगर इस टैक्स को भी बचाना है और आपके इन्फ्लेशन का भी ध्यान रखना होता है. अब कई बार हम लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं टैक्स को भूलकर और इन्फ्लेशन को भी भूल जाते हैं और फिर हम कहते हैं अरे हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट तो किया था लेकिन वो ग्रोथ वैसी नहीं हुई. सो सोचते हैं, एक एग्जांपल फिर से लेते हैं, देखते हैं एसबीआई के एफडी रेट्स में क्या हुआ. Now, as women, we are very fond of making fixed deposits. So, if you see, in 2008, I think, let's take it at 2008, the interest rates were at about 8.5%, and then they rose marginally, and then finally today they are at 6.5% for a 3-year deposit. So, see, they're consistently gone down. तो अगर कोई जना यहाँ पे अपने पैसे को इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है और सोच रहा है कि उसके पैसे 9.75% के हिसाब से बढ़ते रहेंगे, तो ऐसा नहीं होगा. Because the rate of interest are generally gone down over the years. Okay, I think someone has a question. Should I just see? Okay, all right, I'll take the question in a while. Second thing is कि हमने ये FD rate की तो बात कर ली, लेकिन what about the real rate of return? अब ये real rate क्या होता है? Real rate of return होता है वो जो इन्फ्लेशन रेट में से माइनस करने के बाद होता है. सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दिस लिटिल मोर डिटेल्स. सपोज करिए कि एफडी का रेट 7.8% था 2001 में और इन्फ्लेशन रेट तकरीबन 5.2% था, राइट? और ये एफडी का रेट आज 6.5 हो गया है, लेकिन मैंने ये पिछले साल का लिया हुआ है यहाँ पे डेटा. तो इन्फ्लेशन अगर 4.5% है तो हमारा जो रियल रेट है वो हमने 1% से भी कम कमाया. सो रियल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न इज द थिंग विच यू मस्ट सी. हम यहीं पे गड़बड़ हो जाती है. जब हम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो हम ये सोचते हैं कि अरे हमें तो पैसे ज्यादा मिलने वाले हैं, लेकिन एक्चुअली हमें कम मिलता है. सो ऑल दो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हु आर डिपेंडिंग ऑन एफडी काइंड ऑफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, उनको फिर पैसे उतने धीरे धीरे कम आने लगते हैं. सो दैट इज वाई इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू टेक द इन्फ्लेशन इनटू अकाउंट. तो मेनी पीपल वुड से कि अच्छा ठीक है एफडी नहीं तो हम पीएफ में डाल देंगे, या फिर हम गोल्ड ही खरीद लेंगे. So let's see what has happened over the years. Statistics will tell us itself that what has happened. This
मेरे नाल तो हॉस्पिटल सी मैंने गल नहीं करी बस कहनी कल को आ जाओगे तुसी दोने मैं आ जाऊंगी बस नहीं कर.
Can I request you to please kindly mute
बाकी मैं भी
yourself?
नहीं पूछ लूंगी.
May I request you to please mute
अभिषेक
yourself?
ना क्लास ता है निकालू मेरे ध्यान नहीं रहा भी क्लास में होगी क्या योगा दी. आजा आजा.
Okay. So if we have invested 1 lakh rupees, imagine about 30 or 40 years ago, the value of it in gold would be about 16 lakhs and a FD would be growing to about 20 lakhs. Same money in a PPF kind of investment, assuming कि उतना ही return मिल रहा है, करीबन 33 lakhs बन जाएगा. लेकिन अगर वो सेंसेक्स में शेयर मार्केट में लगाया होता तो 1 crore 35 lakhs बन जाता. So, but the question is that here we have to be careful. Not everything can be put into the share market. We have to weigh the risk and the reward. हमने कितना रिस्क लिया और हमें कितना रिवॉर्ड मिला, ये एक important point है सोचने का. So, also, it is time now. How is this money growing? Whether it is growing in gold investment or it is going in PPF or in a Sensex, what is happening behind the scenes? Behind the scene is the power of compounding. So time for the funda number 2. So we all have heard about the power of compounding as being the 8th wonder of the world. How does it work? Let me tell you a small story. You must be thinking that why I have put a chessboard here. Okay, a small story to make it very simple. So there was a poet in a king's court and he recited a very beautiful poem. King एकदम was floored and he said कि okay, मांगो तुम क्या मांगते हो, मैं तुम्हें कुछ भी देने को तैयार हूं. अब पोएट कुछ भी मांग सकता था बिकॉज द किंग वॉज सो हैप्पी. लेकिन उसने बोला कि जहां पना अगर आपको बुरा ना लगे तो आप मेरे को एक चावल का दाना इस चेस के एक बोर्ड पे रख के दे दीजिए, पर शर्त यह है कि अगले चेस बोर्ड पर उसका डबल होना चाहिए. मतलब पहले पे 1 तो दूसरे पे 2 तो तीसरे पे 4 और चौथे पे 8, पांचवे पे 16, सो ऑन सो फोर्थ टिल द 64th स्क्वायर. So the king started doing that and they continued to put more money and more rice and more rice and more rice. So much that the king had his whole granary was empty. He had to give up his kingdom to give the money to the poet. This grains, the amount of grains, any guesses that how much it could have ran into? It ran into crores and crores, into hundreds of crores. So this is the power of compounding. That means every time earning an interest over the interest. So it keeps going up. It keeps growing. So it may not grow in real life, double nahi hoega, lekin definitely interest ke upar interest milega. So how can we do this now? The two things to learn here. One is that we can do regularly. अब हम कुछ देर पहले हमने देखा कि पैसे जो 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किए थे 40 साल पहले और वो बढ़ के 1 करोड़ हो गए या 1 करोड़ 37 लाख हो गए. लेकिन हमारे पास 1 लाख रुपए नहीं है अगर और 40 साल भी नहीं है तो हम क्या करें? So we can start with small and keeping the power of compounding in prospect and also automating the investments, we can just put aside this money on a monthly basis. So let's take a figure that if I have 20,000 rupees, which I can spare per month, so I can put it into an investment which gives me a return of at least 10%. So after 20 years, we will have a ballpark figure of about 1.8 crores. If we invest for a shorter period, obviously the corpus would be shorter. Now this, after 20 years, we can actually plan our retirement. So for all those ladies who are young and you're still earning, it's not a big deal to keep aside some money and automate it so that it goes automatically in a disciplined manner into an investment. So if you have 20 years to retire, or if you have 20 years to meet your children's goal, you would have this kind of money. If you want to retire and you want to have income out of it, then very easily you can generate about 1.5 lakh rupees per month for the next 20 years. That means for your lifetime, very easily without eating into the corpus. Now, this was an example. Each one of you is different. Each one of your needs would be different. So don't take it as sacrosanct, but what I have done here is just to make you understand that it is possible to automate your investments. I wanted to talk a little bit about tax because many of you are working and you have put in questions about tax. So, tax, ladies, is the incidence of tax is on two ways. One is on the income that we earn, which could be through our salaries, through our pensions, through a rental, or even professional pay that we get as doctors or lawyers or whatever. So, this is there's a tax on it, and this is as per our tax slab. जनरली ये वाली इनकम हमारा एम्प्लॉयर काट लेता है, इसके ऊपर टैक्स काट लेता है. दूसरा टैक्स का इंसिडेंस होता है हमारी इन्वेस्टमेंट इनकम पर. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट इनकम मतलब जब हमारे पास कोई एफडी होती है या कोई बॉन्ड होता है, तो उसके ऊपर जो भी टैक्सेबिलिटी होती है उसके हिसाब से इसके ऊपर भी टैक्स लगता है. तो टैक्स को बचाया जा सकता है. हाउ कैन यू सेव इट? Whenever you contribute to your PF or your PPF, you actually are saving taxes. If you pay life insurance premiums or if you have a home loan, uh, if you are paying tuition fees for your children, that also can be knocked off as a tax saving from your taxable income. You can also invest into a mutual fund, ELSS, and that also helps you to save taxes as per your tax bracket. So do you know, by taking number of tax breaks, a person who is in a 30% bracket can actually save taxes up to 1,30,000. Now, how you can do that? Details, I cannot tell it right now. I'll have to have another webinar for this. Even Sukanya Samriddhi scheme, if you have daughters, you can invest there 1.5 lakh rupees and knock it off from your taxable income. So, एक पंथ दो काज. आप टैक्स बचाते हैं और आप अपनी बिटिया का फ्यूचर भी सिक्योर रखते हैं. Other than this, you can also save taxes on by contributing to NPS. If you're not doing it, please do it. You can take a medical insurance. If you are in a government service, if you're from the defense, many of us refrain from taking a medical insurance, but it's a good idea to do this. You can take an education loan if you have children who are going abroad for education. Rather than using your own money, you can take an education loan. So these were some of the tax saving measures and some of the investment things that we could have done. To sum it up, what is the way forward? What can we do right now? We can actually, the way forward is firstly, note down how much you are earning. I guess I should put this down here. Right. So take stock of the present situation. See how much do you earn. If you're in the highest tax slab, are you comfortably earning or do you need to increase your sources of income? How much is your monthly expense? Are your cash flows positive or are they negative? इसके अलावा आपने क्या कोई डेट ले रखा है? क्या आपने लोन लिए हैं? क्रेडिट कार्ड लोन अगर आपने लिया हुआ है तो उसको आपको अवॉइड करना चाहिए. Debts are good only but of a certain kind. सिमिलरली अगर आपके पास कोई इमरजेंसी फंड नहीं है तो आप कोई भी पोजीशन में नहीं हो इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए. पहले आपको एक इमरजेंसी फंड को जरूर तैयार रखना चाहिए. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, आप सेव तो कर रहे हो बट क्या आपने स्टॉक लिया कि आपकी सेविंग्स आपके लिए क्या अर्न कर दे रही हैं? क्या उसके ऊपर एक अच्छा रिटर्न आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? क्या वो इनफ है आपके गोल्स के लिए कि नहीं है? सो दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू एक्चुअली टेक केयर. एज लीविंग थॉट्स, फर्स्टली, as women, as I have been trying to push across this point, that we have no need to fear. We are definitely better in investments. We are more hardwired to actually save. So we are actually we will do our family a favor if we also become financially literate. And let's think about, as I said, the poor man in our life who is, dumped with all the responsibilities of investing. And if something, God forbid, goes wrong, we are so fond of blaming it all on the poor guy. So let's take care of, let's get rid of the fear. We can do it. Second, be involved in the family money matters. I don't think it's right on our part also that if some family decisions are being made कि property कहाँ खरीदनी है, investment यहाँ करें कि कहीं और करें, हमारा ये reaction नहीं होना चाहिए कि अच्छा जो तुम ठीक समझो. I think we should be involved because this will help us to be prepared in times of contingencies. Next is learn the money management. अगर आप मनी मैनेजमेंट के बारे में जरूर सीखें. इसके लिए आप पढ़ सकते हैं, आप बहुत सारे टीवी चैनल्स को देख सकते हैं, बहुत सारे सेल्फ हेल्प कर सकते हैं. आप ऐसे वेबिनार्स को अटेंड कर रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर ऑन द राइट ट्रैक. एंड द लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सेविंग्स एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. जस्ट डोंट सेव बट इन्वेस्ट ऑल्सो. A few more. Do factor in the effect of inflation and taxes. Give a thought to estate planning. अब ये वाली एक चीज है जो बड़ा टची पार्ट है. हम ये अपने लाइफ टाइम में ये वाली बात पे ध्यान नहीं देते. हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे अपने आप ही निपट लेंगे. But believe me, I have seen so many cases where the parents have passed away and the children are left wanting in two places. One, they are not only knowing कि कहाँ कहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट था, कहाँ कहाँ एज अ पेरेंट वी हैव इन्वेस्टेड, वो बच्चों को पता ही नहीं होता है. दूसरा, हम इसको एक अच्छे से अपने लाइफ टाइम में इसको सॉल्व कर दें, ना कि बात के लिए छोड़ दें कि हाँ वो अपने आप ही सुलटते रहेंगे. सो अंडरस्टैंड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दिस, मेक अ विल. I have already had a webinar on will making and it is already on my YouTube. You must watch it. Know about family investments. In case of a mishap, I have seen again many cases where the widows do not know कि करना क्या है. उनको पता नहीं कि इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ था, कोई इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी थी कि नहीं थी, और उनको ये भी नहीं पता कि इसमें आगे करना क्या है. So these are the few things that one must understand. So we have some questions, big questions. What are the various investment options? पहला क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि हम कौन कौन से इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शंस में हम इन्वेस्ट करें, क्या हमारे लिए सबसे सूटेबल है, और कैसे हम इन सबको यूज करते हुए एक अच्छा ड्रीम रिटायरमेंट को अचीव कर सकते हैं. हम अपनी लायबिलिटी को कैसे मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं, और क्या हमारा पैसा हमारे लिए ठीक से काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. Now, these are a number of questions which I attempted to at least expose you to, but I am unable to answer everything together right now. I would be having these kind of series of webinars in the near future. Do keep a watch out on that, and I will be talking more about it. And we will ensure by the end of it that you are financially literate to take a class just like I'm taking today. Right, so this brings me almost to an end. I do have questions, so have patience, I will answer it. Lastly, if you have any specific question that you want me to answer, you can scan this code with your mobile phones right now, and you can post your free query, and we will definitely give you a free consult on it. So ladies, let me now go back to, I'll wait for a second till people can scan this. These are our, you can follow us on these social media websites. We are on Facebook. We post a lot of data on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. A lot of informative material is posted. You can follow us. Please, if somebody can just post it from my team, post it in the chat box. It will be great. So thank you so much and have a great evening ahead. Enjoy yourself, and congratulations once more for taking out time and being here. Thank you. Have a great day.